Hey guys, so today I'm going to show you how to start knitting. We call that casting on, and all that means is just getting the first row of stitches onto your knitting needle. So what I'm going to show you today is called a long tail cast on. And so to do this, first you need to make a tail. So that just means pull out some yarn from your ball that is about 3 or 4 times longer than the cast on edge of your knitting needs to be. So for example, if you want to knit a scarf that's say 8 inches wide, you want to pull out 8 times 3, so 24 inches of yarn from your ball. And if you're not sure how long you really need it to be, just pull out a lot. You can't really have too much, but you can definitely have too little, and that's a problem. So to do this cast on, you take your working yarn, so that's this end, that's the end that's attached to your ball, put it over your index finger. You take the tail, so this is the end that's attached to the tail, and that means that this part ends. This is the leftover yarn. Put that over your thumb. Take the 2 pieces of yarn and grab them between your fingers down here, and then take your knitting needle, put it through this triangle, grab the yarn with your thumb, pull it back, and then this is where you're actually going to make your stitches. So take your knitting needle and it goes under the yarn that's resting on your thumb. So that's this. Then pick that up and it goes over the yarn that's coming off your index finger. Then take this yarn, so with this yarn wrapped on your needle, take your needle through the loop. So this is going through the loop that's coming off your thumb. Then release your thumb and pull those stitches. That makes your first 2 stitches. So to show you again really quick, you have working yarn here on the right, tail here on the left, put the working yarn over your index finger, the tail over your thumb, grab the 2 ends, the 2 pieces of yarn between the rest of your fingers. This knitting needle goes through the triangle, grab the yarn with your thumb and pull back. Then the needle goes under the yarn that's coming off your thumb, over the yarn that's coming off your finger, then through the loop. And so once you get going, so then pull that a little bit tight. Once you get going, you can kind of just repeat yourself under, over, and then through, and then pull. So under, over, through, under, over, through. And when you're pulling these stitches, don't make them too tight. So, I mean, obviously you have to pull them a little bit tight, but you want them kind of loose. So they should be able to move up and down your needle really easily, because otherwise that's going to make them really hard to knit, and you don't want your knitting to be too tight. So to keep going, so put the working yarn over your finger, tail over your thumb, grab the 2 ends between the rest of your fingers, so looks like this when you're set up. Then take your knitting needle under this yarn, so run it kind of up your thumb, then down your index finger, so you're going over that yarn, and then through this loop, so through the loop that's off your thumb. Then you release your thumb and pull tight, and that's really all there is to it. So if you want to check this out step by step, I have a little kind of picture tutorial with instructions on my website, so you can check that out. But if you keep going with this, and once you get the right number of stitches cast on, you can start knitting. So you can check out some of my other videos to teach you how to do that. So there you go. That is a long tail cast on. Happy knitting!